Welcome to look 1. I'm starting off this look using the shade Alchemy. I am just slowly building this up in my crease. Kind of in the deepest part of my crease and then blending it a little bit upwards. Just taking my time with this. And now I'm using the shade Enigma on a small, fluffy, kind of wispy little crease brush. Just packing this on my outer corner. And then slowly starting to drag it towards the inner half of my eye. So just kind of tapping and blending in little small motions here. Continuing to blend this over onto my eyelid, kind of keeping it on the outer half of my eye overall. And now I'm using the shade Thunder all over my eyelid, packing this on with a flat brush. Meeting it up with my crease colors, basically just filling in all of the empty space that was on my eyelid. And now for the inner part of my crease, I'm using the shade Shell. Just want all of the edges in my crease to be nice and smooth, so I'm blending out that metallic blue right here. And then going in with the shade Wavy, this really bright matte sky blue color, using that on my inner corner. And then for the rest of my lower lash line, I'm going back in with that matte blue Enigma, putting that on kind of the outer 2/3 of my lower lash line. And not using any product on the brush here, just wanting to blend out my lower lash line and make it smooth. Going for a crazy underbrow highlight today using the shade Sorcery, a bright metallic silver, just putting this under my eyebrow and really working to blend it out as much as I can. And here's look 1, all finished. Welcome to look number 2, starting this look off with the shade Ember. This is a really rich burnt orange, and I'm concentrating this in the deepest part of my crease, bringing this all the way into my inner corner area of my eyelid. And then doing the same thing here with the shade Champ, and just really going for a lot of depth here. So I'm trying to keep this even lower, so it's getting on my eyelid, which is fine because we'll be covering that up shortly. And then just working on kind of blending my outer corner area. Just going for a lot of depth in this step. Moving on to Courage, just blending above Ember to try and make everything nice and smooth. And now I'm using Glory. I'm packing this all over my eyelid, but I decided I just wanted a little more impact from this shade. So here I'm using the e.l.f. Glitter Primer. I'm just tapping that all over my eyelid, and look at the difference. So this really helps the sparkle stick. It's just, a quick little step, and it really brings out the full potential of this eyeshadow. Just a gorgeous metallic gold. So just packing this all over my lid, all over that glue, kind of pushing it up to meet the deepest part of my crease here. Quick blend over that, no product on the brush. And then I'm using the shade Finesse on my lower lash line. Just starting by packing this on slowly, and then bringing in a pencil brush with some more of that shade on it to just make it a little more bold and blend it out so everything is smooth. Finishing this look off with the shade Conquest in my inner corner. And here's look 2. For look number 3, I'm starting with the shade Champ in my crease. And this is something I've been doing a lot more lately, is that instead of starting in the typical transition area, which is a little higher up for me, I'm starting lower in my crease, and I've just found it kind of helps me to shape my eyeshadow better and get everything nicely blended. Now I'm using Courage, a little bit of a lighter brown, just to go from a nice dark to light brown gradient. So this will be one example of a couple in this video of no glitter primer versus glitter primer. So this is the shade Geode, and this shade does build up quite well, but there are a few in the palette that I feel are really helped out by using glitter glue, and I'm hoping to review this palette, so I'll touch on that in the review, but using some e.l.f. glitter primer here, and then sticking with Geode on this side as well. I just wanted to show a couple examples of the difference that glitter glue can make. So continuing to pack this on my eyelid, and then you can see that, you know, this side's just got a little more metallic oomph as opposed to that side. Okay, so now I'm taking Onyx on just a little small, somewhat dense brush and really trying to softly focus that right above Geode. I know I say the deepest part of my crease a lot in this video, but that's where I'm trying to focus this color, going for some depth, and then taking a brush with no product, no extra product, to just get that blended out and try and diffuse the color. And I'm using that same brush to kind of shape my outer corner and drag Onyx a little bit on my lower lash line, kind of the outer third of my lower lash line. And then I'm blending that out with a mixture of the two matte brown shades I used in my crease earlier. And back to Geode in my inner corner, no glitter glue here, just packing this on. And that completes look 3. Look 4 is one of those looks that starts off trying to be somewhat normal and then at some point just goes a little bit crazy. So starting off with Trouble here, blending this in my crease. This is actually one side of the brush that comes in the palette. And then drawing a little line here to make a wing shape. Just a line right up from my outer corner. Trying to smooth out this little edge. And now I'm going in with Vinyl, which is a matte gray. I'm going over all of that, trying to smooth everything out. Blending out the edges of this little wing. And now I'm using Charm under my eyebrow for a highlight and then to try and shape this outer wing corner a little bit. And now I'm packing Supernatural all over my lid here, all over the empty space in this wing shape. And continuing to blend to try and get everything smoothed out. Here's where things start getting a little bigger than I'm planning. Using some concealer to clean up this edge, and using a little more Vinyl in my inner corner, kind of closer to my nose bridge. Just really working on blending out this shape, and it just keeps growing and getting out of hand. Using Trouble again on my lower lash line and just drawing this straight out to create an empty space between these two winged shapes here, and then blending Shell underneath my lower lash line to smooth out that black line. Using some e.l.f. glitter primer here and tapping Poise over the top. I had already put my mascara on at this point, but I decided it just needed some graphic black lines. So just with a black felt tip liner, this one is actually from Profusion too, just kind of drawing a line on my wing. I'm making a normal wing on my upper lash line, just kind of following the shape of the eyeshadow here. And then I've decided to kind of draw a line right in my crease. This gets a little messy. This is just a really hard spot for me to use liquid liner since the partial hood on my eye kind of folds over. But just trying to draw a line right in between the green and the black, and I meet it up with my wing and then tap some of Trouble over the top to smooth it out since it had gotten a little messy. And there we go. Look 4. Not what I was planning in the slightest, but here we are. Alright, going for something much more simple here in look number 5. I'm starting this one off with Vinyl, which is just a medium matte gray. It is a true gray. It's not purple. I really like this shade because you don't often see gray eyeshadow in eyeshadow palettes. Highlighting under my brow with Charm. And then I wanted to do another comparison of no glitter glue, which is what I'm doing here. This is Hard Rock, and it's shimmery, so there's a lot of fallout. It's a pretty powdery eyeshadow. So just trying to build this up, and then, like I did before, on the other side I'm going to use some glitter glue to show the difference. Tapping my trusty e.l.f. glitter primer on this eyelid. And then using that same shade, Hard Rock, packing this over the top, and you can see what a difference it makes. It's not as messy, the little shimmers stick on there. So just building this up on my eyelid. So there we go, glitter glue on this side, no glitter glue over here. And then using more vinyl to blend over the edge. It can be kind of hard to blend over glitter glue. It doesn't look totally even, but just doing my best to blend here. And then highlighting my inner corner with Sorcery. And going back with vinyl once more on the outer third of my lower lash line. And I love a full-on smoky eye, but I feel like focusing on the outer third, it gives me a little bit of definition without totally closing off my eye. And there we go, look number 5 is finished. We have made it to the 6th and final look in this video, and I'm using Rocker here, packing this on my inner corner and my outer corner as well, going for a halo eye in this look. Just working on shaping my outer corner, and then taking a clean brush to start to blend out these edges. So blending it into my crease right here, and using this just to smooth out all of the edges, start to shape my outer corner. And now I'm using Courage to join together the inner and outer corner here, just blending this right above my crease right in the center, and then continuing to blend the outer corner. And now I'm using Conquest on the center of my lid, just filling in this whole empty space right here. This shade is a little bit flaky with some of the shimmers, so this side right here has glitter glue and the other side right here doesn't. And these ones actually look pretty similar. And just taking my flat brush again to blend between the two colors to smooth out those edges. Using Rocker again on the outer third of my lower lash line, and then blending that out a little bit. Taking Charm on my inner corner as a highlight. Also using that shade under my brow. And then putting Courage on the center of my lower lash line, right in that little empty space. And that's it. This is the 6th and final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope the tutorials are helpful, and I hope this style of video helps to just show you how the eyeshadows work. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.